Hi everyone, Aiden here with Etrailer.com. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Hollywood Rack's Destination e-bike rack here on our 2018 Infiniti QX60. Now this is going to be a really solid bike for your bike rack, excuse me. And it's one of my personal favorites just because of how easy it is to use and the fact that it has a really great included ramp, which we'll get to in a bit. But first, let's take a look at how it actually holds the bike. We've got three straps, one there, and this third one on the back wheel, as well as this clamp here on the frame. Now this clamp can slide side to side, rotate 360 degrees, so it's going to be good for our alternative frame bikes. But we do want to watch out for our carbon frame bikes because we are putting a lot of pressure on this frame. We're going to want to avoid those. But with a 70-pound weight capacity, it's going to be great for your e-bikes with that battery removed. And like many other bike racks, it does have the ability to tilt away with the bikes loaded to give you full hatch access. And this is where things actually get really easy to do. We just have this simple hand knob down here at the pivot point that will loosen up, and then we can push that bar out of the way. And then with one hand, we can just ease the bike rack down almost a full 90 degrees away from the car, giving us a ton of clearance. Now this way, if we do want to get access to the back of our vehicle, maybe to access the included ramp, we can do that. Or we can sit back there, change our shoes before or after a ride. Whatever we need to do, we're going to have the space to do it. So I'll get that closed up and we can get the bike rack back into position here. So I'll just ease this back up, and we can re-secure it by moving that hand knob back over the catch plate and tightening it down just like you see here. Really easy to get to, tons of room for my hand in here, so it's nice and simple. Now what I'm going to do is actually start unloading the bike here by undoing the three ratcheting straps. We've got these gray buttons facing the vehicle, and we can pull those straps loose. And then from here, I'm actually going to get that ramp set up before I fully loosen this. We can just do this hand knob right here on the underside of the ramp to extend it. And we've got this oval shaped hole that'll line up with a notch on the back of our bike here. That is one thing that I wish was different, is that the ramp only attaches to one side of the tray for each bike slot. So make sure you park with clearance on that side. So we can just loosen up the hand knob here to open up the clamp. That knob does lock, so if we want to secure our bikes, we can. And then with everything loosened up, we can just ease this back down the ramp. And that ramp is super wide, so it's really easy to use. I don't feel like it's shifting around on me, and it's going to work really well for those heavier e-bikes that maybe aren't as easy to ease down. Then when you're done, you can just slide this back into itself, tighten down this knob, and throw it in the back of your car. I'm going to just set it to the side for now. We can actually replace the straps on the bike rack here first. This is just something I like to do so they aren't loose and moving around while we're on the road. And then we can also use this hook and loop strap here to get that clamp secured. That way it's not moving around either. Now if I go and grab my tape measure real quick, we can grab some quick measurements, starting with our ground clearance. Now there is going to be a rise in the shank, but as the bike rack does slope down on the ends here, we are going to lose a bit of clearance there. We are still working with 15.5 inches of clearance though at this back end, so I think that'll be more than enough for those steep driveways and hills. Just be mindful of it. And we can also check out the actual distance added to the back of the vehicle here. From the bumper to the back end, it is going to stick out 31 inches. So that is a fair bit added to the back. You want to be cautious in any parking lots or your driveway or your garage, but we can actually get this folded up when the bikes aren't loaded. We'll start by undoing these rubber straps here and opening up these handles so we can fold this mast down. We'll re-secure those handles and run those straps around them to make sure they don't accidentally pop open on their own. And then down here near the hitch, we've got this pin and clip that we can pull out, rotate the bike rack up, and then re-secure once that hole is realigned on both sides. And now we can see that will greatly reduce our distance added by only sticking out 13.5 inches now to this back end point here. So overall, much more condensed. I will say though, when it is folded up like this, it's very bulky and it is going to block pretty much all of your backup camera here. So just be mindful of that if you do intend on leaving this on between rides. Down at the bottom, you have an integrated anti-rattle device. It's just this handle that you turn to loosen it or tighten it up in the hitch. And it does come with a locking hitch pin that is key-to-like to those locks on the knobs for your clamps. And overall, the Destination e-bike rack is really solid. It's easy to use, it comes with that ramp, so if you have trouble loading up those heavy e-bikes or tilting it away, I would strongly recommend this rack because it's going to be just easy to use for you for a long time. Thanks for watching.